Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that equips leaders and their teams to achieve their greatest potential. This show is sponsored by the CLC team, and they provide leadership coaching, training and development, leadership mastermind groups, and an online membership community for leaders who want to continually grow and develop their skills. Find out more about them at clcteam.com. Hey, hope you're doing great today. And today, I want to talk about something I heard the other day while listening to an audiobook. In the book, it mentioned how Joe DiMaggio, one of the New York Yankee legends, and how he used to play extremely hard all the time, even when nothing was at stake and or the game was out of control. Now, when Joe was asked about why he always gave 100%, he responded with this reason. He said, "I play like there is somebody in the stands that is seeing me play for the very first time." Man, as I listened to his response, I thought about how that should be the way we perform our job. It should be how we treat other people. It should be how we drive and how we should post something on social media. And of course, it should be how we lead. It also got me thinking about how I felt when I actually was put in a leadership role for the very first time, and how I felt every time I started a new job or a new position. And I realized that I often forget how great of a privilege it is to be in a leadership role. And I was wondering if you ever felt that way too. Thinking back, I remember wanting to make a great impression on everyone, from the people on my team to my peers to my bosses. I wanted to impress them with my leadership abilities. And therefore, I was really careful about some of the decisions I made and the things I said and the things I did. The thing is, over time, there have been many times where I thought of leadership almost as a burden. And yeah, I'm a little bit embarrassed to say that, but many times it seemed like more of a hassle than what it was worth. And quite frankly, at those times, I wasn't thinking about how good of a feeling it was to be leading for the first time, because I was buried in overwhelming challenges that I was facing every day. However, if I look back now, man, it is so easy to see how powerful those challenging times were in my leadership development, and especially for my abilities to connect with team members and peers and bosses. You see, those challenging times were a big part of why I love leadership so much today. Because in those challenging times, the team all came together and we made it through and came out stronger than we were before the challenge. So, in lieu of all that, today's challenge is for you to think about the feelings that you had when you were first promoted to be a leader. Think about how it felt to be called a leader. Think about how you specifically led and how you treated your team members or your peers and your boss. How did you communicate with everyone? Is it different from today? How did you assign tasks and responsibilities when you first began to lead? And how did you really feel about your job? Think about what motivated you back then and what aspirations you had. And then, after pondering these feelings for a few minutes, man, I challenge you to compare them to the way you feel today about leadership and about your leadership role. Naturally, you've developed your leadership skills over the years, but think about specific areas that you may need to go back to from the first day that you were called a leader. Think about if you need to go back and reignite those feelings that you had when you first became a leader. If you think about it, sometimes we just forget about how much of a privilege it is to be a leader. And sometimes we need to slow down and go back to move forward. Hey, speaking about moving forward, I am going to be starting up 2 8-week mastermind groups that's going to focus specifically on habits. These groups will meet via live Zoom calls once a week for 8 weeks, and we'll be learning about how to make small changes that's going to magnify our results. Now, we're going to use a mastermind format so we can have candid discussions and learn from each other and share our struggles and our wins together as a group. And together, we're going to get through this. My goal is at the end of these 8 weeks, we're going to have established excellent habits to achieve our goals and aspirations. If you're interested in getting in one of these groups, please email me at paul@clcteam.com. Now, each team is going to be maxed out at 12 people in order to ensure everyone can engage every week. I'm currently thinking about Tuesday morning and afternoon for the groups, but that may change to Thursday depending on my upcoming schedule. So if you're interested, again, email me at Paul, at clcteam.com. Hey, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for listening. Please join us again tomorrow. Until then, run to your challenges.